Hello students, in today's lecture we will discuss next poem which has been prescribed into your syllabus by Punjab School Education Board. The title of the poem is Cheerfulness Taught by Reason, and it has been written by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. First of all, I would like to give you a brief introduction to the poet Elizabeth Barrett Browning. This is the image of the poet Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Let's now have a look over the brief introduction to the poet. Elizabeth Barrett Browning was likely the first woman poet in England to be considered for the post of poet laureate, a reflection of her success in the battle against the marginalized status of woman writer. Means this the poet of this poem, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, she was the first woman poet in England who was considered for the post of poet laureate, and she wrote her writings for the rights of the marginalized status of woman writer. Despite popularity and critical acclaim during her lifetime, scholars have tended to remember her as the passionate woman who left home to marry her young poet lover rather than as the innovative poet who gave voice to women's private and intellectual desires. And for this reason, she is remembered as a passionate woman because she left her home to marry her young poet lover named Robert Browning rather than as the innovative poet who gave voice to women's intellectual and their private desires. Let's now have a look over the brief introduction to the poem. Cheerfulness Taught by Reason is a small poem with a big idea. The poem is small, there is no doubt in this, but it has a very big idea, big message for the humanity. It calls upon man to learn to be optimistic in life. To be optimistic. Optimistic means to be hopeful for a bright future. So the message the poem conveys to the humans is to be optimistic in their lives. It is no use complaining about what you do not have. You should rather be thankful for what you have. In this poem, the poet is giving us is teaching us a lesson that we should not complain about what we don't have. Rather than complaining, we should be thankful for what we have. One should have a brave heart to take things in a stride rather than complaining that your path is full of stones. You should be thankful. You should show your gratitude towards God because the path on which you have to move forward is short. So instead of complaining about the difficulties of your life, we should be thankful to God for his blessings. So this is a type of optimistic poem written by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Let us now start the explanation and the discussion of the text of the poem. I think we are too ready with complaint in this fair world of gods. In these lines, the poetess says that the human beings are always ready to have some complaint in this beautiful world made by God. We are always ready to complain about something in this fair world. Fair means in this beautiful world made by God. Had we no hope indeed beyond the zenith and the slope of yon grey black of sky, we might grow faint to muse upon eternity's constraint around our aspirant souls. The poet says that had we no hope indeed beyond the zenith and the slope, the poet says that if we had no hope to see the vast sky, blank of sky, to see the vast sky between the zenith, beyond the zenith. Zenith means the highest point that the sun or moon reaches in the sky, that is called zenith. The poet says that if we had no hope to see the vast sky between the highest point over our heads and the slope, to muse upon eternity's constraint round our aspirant souls. The poet says that if we have no hope to see the vast sky, then we may have reason to feel unhappy, to feel disturbed. Then we can feel weak or unhappy thinking of the constraints. Constraints means restraints, the limits imposed by the eternity, imposed by God upon man. If we have so many constraints imposed by God upon us, then we have the reason to be upset, to be disturbed. Otherwise, we have no reason to be unhappy. But this is not so. But since the scope must widen early, is it well to droop for a few days consumed in loss and taint? In these lines, the poetess Elizabeth Barrett Browning says that we should be optimistic in life. We should always hope for better in our future. If we had no hope to see the sky between the highest point, between the zenith, between the highest point above our heads and the slope, then we might feel upset or we might feel weak. We might start thinking over the restrictions put upon us or imposed upon us by God. Then we might feel disturbed. If we are restricted by the God on our ambitions of aspiring souls, then there is the reason to be unhappy. Oh, pusillanimous heart, be comforted, and like a cheerful traveler, take the road singing beside the hedge. What if the bread be bitter in thine inn, and thou unsure to meet the flints? At least it may be said, because the way is short, I thank thee, God. In these lines, the poetess says that she is addressing to the man with the cowardly heart, the poetess addresses to the man who has a cowardly heart. She asks, or she tells the human beings to be comfortable, to feel comfortable, and to feel at ease. Be comforted and like a cheerful traveler. She again tells him to be comforted and to feel at ease. She addresses the man that he should continue his journey like a cheerful traveler. Take the road singing beside the hedge. She asks the traveler to continue his journey like a cheerful traveler. He should walk along the road and go on singing happily. What if the bread be bitter in thine inn, and thou unsure to meet the flints? The poetess says that it doesn't matter if the bread means the food, in thine means your, in means house. The poetess says that it doesn't matter if the food in your house is bitter, and you unsure to meet the flints. Though means you, unsure means without shoes, and it doesn't matter if you are without shoes to walk on the flints. Flints means path full of stones. It doesn't matter if there is no food in your house, or if you are without shoes to walk on the stony path, or the road which is full of stones. At least it may be said, because the way is short, I thank thee, God. The poetess addresses the man, the human beings, that we should be thankful to God, that we have to cover, because the way is short. We should be thankful. We should show our gratitude towards the God for his blessings, because we have to cover a very short distance to reach our destination. So I thank thee. Thee means you. We should be show our gratitude towards God for his blessings. So this is a very optimistic poem. Uh, Tomorrow we will continue with our next lecture. Thank you very much.